Thanks for joining us today for Don't Let Grants Stress You Out. Today we're going to talk about the grant life cycle. When we think about the grant life cycle, it's going to be something that's continuous. It's something that is happening in your organization, whether you are looking at grants for the very first time, you're looking at grants and you're 3, 5, 15, 20 years in, it doesn't matter. The grant life cycle is always present. So let's look at it a little more deeply. We start here with grant readiness. Grant readiness is looking at your organization's structure. Do you have the right components in place in terms of what grant makers are going to ask for in terms of attachments, your organization financials, things that help them understand that you are the right type of grantee for their work. Then we move on to research. When we look at research, we're trying to figure out who are the best funders for you. Who are the best funders that will be great funding partners where you don't have to change who you are and what it is that you want to do, rather your mission and their mission are aligned, and so you can achieve your missions together. Because we do a great job in our research, we now know which funders we want to build relationships with. I get it. Not all grant makers will allow you to form relationships with them before their first grant award. They don't all have the capacity or preference to talk with us. It's just part of the game, and we have to understand that not all grant makers will, but some, yeah, absolutely, they're accessible to us. So we never want to skip this step. We don't want to assume anything about a grant maker's capacity or preference. We want to make sure we always dig in to find out what might be possible. Next, whether we have had the opportunity to build a relationship or not, we move on to the real work. Well, or at least what the real world thinks is what grant professionals and grant writers do, the writing part. And so now we take what we've learned through the research and our relationship outreach and we put it into our application, and we are focused on making our application customized and competitive for each specific grant maker. We do such an amazing job at that. You're right, it's time for the grant happy dance. We got the award and we move into reporting. It's time to manage the funds, to be transparent with our grant funding partners about how we're doing, our progress, our spending, be accountable and share our successes with them, talk back and forth if maybe things are going a little differently than planned, in service of, yes, maintaining that partnership and hopefully getting to start all over again. The grant life cycle, it's ongoing. It doesn't matter whether you're just getting started or you're an organization who's been seeking grant funds for years. The grant life cycle never changes. Do you have any questions about the grant life cycle? Drop them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss any of our tips, tricks, or videos with information like this.